Welcome back once again, all you Warhammers to Warhammies, to the first skipped month of Big M's Power Hour to date. I'm your host, Big
Yeah,
M, once again with our lovely co-host, Cole of the Sea. Cole, how's it going?
it's going, buddy. It's going. I'm sorry that we missed all of you last month. Life, as it turns out, and audio issues occur.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
Both of those things.
So right off the bat, I do apologize to everybody for missing last month. It was not the intent. As a matter of fact, I did end up recording an episode by myself because Cole has been very busy. But audio decided to record twice on me, and I literally did everything I could, and it decided, nope, double audio is here to stay, and I didn't want to upload it and see how many views I get because I would be upset if it was the same as normal.
That's fair. That's fair. That would have been very upsetting.
um, yeah, so other than that, like I said, it's been, not to get into too much personal stuff, but basically, like, beginning of the month, the actual plan was, since Cole, I knew, like, Cole is basically out last month, and I basically, and that's fine. The plan that I had going into it was actually live stream the Nova reveals.
Oh, that's right.
I got everything set up. I learned how to do it, and my computer stopped recognizing microphones.
Nice.
So after doing literally 18 different like fix tutorials that I found online and on YouTube and on Microsoft, everything, nothing. I literally unplug it, plug it back in a couple times, get pissed off, hit it, and then it works.
Violence.
It,
Normally just go straight to violence.
Again, I try not to be a thuggish brute until I have no options left, and then I'm a thuggish brute, and it works immediately.
Right. You're sitting there going, well, shit. Should have started with that.
I should just start with it. That's a good lesson for home. If something's giving you a hard time, hit it first. Don't.
It's normally what I do with technology. I mean, you just smack it, and if it works, great. If not, smack it again, teach it who's boss.
And we'll move on. And then, like I said, other than that, work's been working double duties almost here, and so hopefully that's only a temporary thing, and we'll be able to get back to the normal. With that being said, we're probably going to have a little bit of a shorter episode.
I feel like every time you say that, we set new highs.
I know. However, again, I've already been running 14 hours straight today, so
It's fine. I'll drag you through it. It'll be all right.
but again, we'll be running a little short for a Big M Power Hour, not a mealy mouth little 20 to 45 minute
Yeah, something
weekly
like that. Where
Friday
you
show that you could
barely
see.
get into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
Oof.
even have a real discussion. It's
Nah.
a bunch of babies. But again, I am the Jupiter of men, so it's going to be.
There we go.
We'll still get you to work and back. How about that?
There we are. There we are.
Um, so we've had what is actually funny. Like, obviously today we're going to talk about Votan
Yep.
because that's what the title page was, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from one of you in the comments. I don't give a shit. I put up with all your dumb armies now for what? How many years? Yeah, exactly. So you can put up with one episode of more 40k talk. I'm going to move on after that. All right, deal. Just watch it. Just mute it and watch something else. Just
There we go.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Just mute over the Votan bit. We're going to get to something AOS related in the back half. It'll be
right,
all right.
right. It'll be fine. So, but honestly, if you take Votan off the plate, there really haven't had that much.
No, we have the announcement for the Ogres and our Giants, and we've
Yeah,
gotten to barely see some more scroll stuff. But other than that, it's kind of
yeah.
all quiet on
And we got
that type of stuff.
some We got. Well, I mean, we have Lumineth coming out soon that
Right.
no one really cares about, and then we have Zinch that some people care about.
Yeah.
Um,
Problem for poor Lumineth is at this point you get a battle tome a year, and it doesn't really feel special whenever you don't have to wait for 5 years like everyone else. You
well,
know.
like I said, honestly, for me, the biggest issue with the Lumineth, which we've talked about before, is like
Right.
they're not going to overhaul that army to the point where they need to make it be a fun army.
Make it play completely different. Yeah.
And like again, I mean, and not to just shit on Lumineth. I mean, it's the same thing with Caradron Overlords. Like, they might not have the same win record, but
Right.
it's kind of that, and it's to a lesser extent. It's like okay, you shoot the living fuck out of me, and then I can play my game. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I whoever is still playing Lumineth, I hope. If you like dicking people over, I hope you have a bad time. Otherwise, I hope you have a good battle tome. That's
I'll tell you what. I saw a list while I was down at NashCon not last month, back in August. Run by John Anderson. Wasn't running three foxes. Did very well. Went 4-1, I believe, on his
oh,
weekend.
nice.
It looked like a great list, and I think you would have really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Did he probably have to play really tight and really had to have his head screwed on the entire weekend?
I
Yeah,
guarantee.
probably.
I guarantee.
Probably. But
why don't we actually talk about that a little bit? Because
sure.
even though it's been a long time for you, it has we haven't got a chance to talk about it. You went to
Yeah.
NashCon.
Yeah, went with NashCon, myself, our friend Brad, our friend Ben, our friend Alex all drove down. This was Ben and Alex's first 2-day event, so that was always fun and exciting.
I know Ben's been kind of champing at the bit to get to an event. I'm shocked you got Alex to go. We've nearly almost like knocked him out, bagged him and tagged him and brought him with us, and we couldn't get him kicking and screaming to go.
I think it was because Alex was there. I mean, not Alex. I think it was because Ben was there, honestly. I think that was it. I think that was the ticket. But as always, great event, great time down there. Second time I've been down. We went out the first night once we got there, got ourselves some wonderful Tennessee barbecue. Oh my word. The four of us devoured what they had. I forget. Like a rack and a half of ribs, half of a bird, brisket, pork, all kinds of stuff. And
did they applaud when you left?
I mean, no. Like, it was probably a common occurrence because that got sat down in front of us between all four of us in 10 minutes. Gone. Didn't exist anymore.
So what was Brad's result?
Brad ended up finishing up 4-1.
Okay.
So also ended up grabbing himself the best chaos knife.
What was he running?
He was running Beasts of Chaos.
Okay. Turns
out, a whole bunch of dragon ogres that you can bring back pretty easily and all have a bump and ren. Pretty good.
He and I played a narrative game.
Yeah.
Where I let him. We were talking about how he was upset that you couldn't bring Kragnos with dragon ogres. I was like, how about we just play a game where,
where it works.
Right, you can just throw them in. It's fine. And I ran my slap together Soulblight list.
Mm-hmm.
And he was you could see him starting to spiral because I was just like just overwhelming everything, and I'm like,
nice.
Like, this is the only time a Beast of Chaos army gets overwhelmed.
Right. Oh boy.
And like my favorite part was I used the battle tactic on my vampire lord because that was my general, to take out his general, which was Kragnos.
Okay. Oh boy.
Because he had he had just enough hit points left, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do it.
Screw it, we'll risk it. Yeah, make it look cool.
I got him down to 2 wounds, and then again with the Celestial Battle Tome, I then got to choose a unit of summonable things to fight next. So
Yeah.
then 60 zombies went into it.
Clean that problem right on up.
And then I was like, and on top of that, well, it wasn't 60, I forget what it was, but it started at 60.
Left.
I rolled a die, got more than one, and I was like, I pulled out one zombie, and I'm like, this is Kragnos.
Oh, that's great.
Can I say, like, as much as zombies need to come back, I think I would be all right if it just didn't work on monsters. Like,
Yeah. Well, you don't like the idea that Kragnos got made itty bitty?
I can't.
That's not okay with
I
you?
can't wrap my head around it. Like, did I just pull out just enough bones that were needed? Is that?
You just ripped his big toe off.
Yeah.
Call it good.
Yeah, it was just like his hand. Like, it was.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I absolutely just turned that army into paste, and he was just like, oh. But no, I know if it was a real army, no, that would not have happened.
No, I understand.
And what about Ben? How did Ben do, and what he bring?
Ben also bring Beasts of Chaos, the army, his only AOS army.
That's true.
So he's been on this forever. Like, this is all he knows. Went 3-2 after telling us he'd be happy with a singular win in his first 2 dayer.
That's what I mean. That your first event, that should be your goal.
That's exactly what he said. He's like, I hope I get it. So round 1, the entire car got a win. So we all got that out of the way. Alex, who was also his first 2 dayer, also went 3-2.
Nice.
So it's a good time.
And he brought his halflings?
He brought his halflings. He brought Cities of Sigmar, which, for everyone who knows the Nomad, what is it? The Feast Masters. I want to call them Beast Masters. It's Feast Masters. He basically already owns the army. Let me tell you. It is perfect for him. He ended up getting the most kills with a... What was it? It is a unit that is bounty hunters, has to kill the most, whatever the bounty hunters kill better. I can't even remember the name now. Oh, wow.
I keep saying Venetian, but that's not right.
Yeah. Galician veterans. So his units did that the most throughout the entire weekend. So he brought home a sword for his first 2 dayer. It's a good time.
And he hasn't beaten me in years at this point.
Yeah, no. I went 3-2, took that home too. It's fine.
And then of course you brought your Ideneth.
Yeah, I brought Ideneth, and I also went 3-2.
Broke the end of the curse.
Broke my little curse finally.
I wonder if it was me.
I also realized the Purple Sun was broken. Probably still is a little bit, but
it's a lot better now.
It's better. They should have just removed the take a model off bit, but let that go.
I get it. I think what did they change? They changed it to it so it doesn't affect heroes or monsters or.
So if you are 10 wounds or more, you only take D6 plus 6 mortals or something.
Oh my dear God!
It's still gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
But everyone else can still be taken off.
Yeah. I think that could be.
Yeah, it's weird, but I finally decided, because I just made a list with the Purple Sun, to be like, we'll see how it goes. Round 3, I'm playing against Fire Slayers, and I'm like, this would be a good time to bring it out, because it was the 8 objective game, and it had more bodies for me, so I figured, we'll try it.
Do you have a banner?
Do I have a?
Did he have a banner, a Battle Master?
Yeah, one of the opponents I was playing against that had it was running the Battle Master. Yep.
Okay. Didn't. No, it didn't.
Didn't really.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. It's like, I still say, like, a quintessential dwarf army has to be anti-magic.
Yeah.
It has to be. And
it wasn't anti-magic enough just because it's cast on an 8, so it's difficult to dispel.
Well, so even on top of that, so like their big anti-magic thing is the Nulcidian icon, which you ignore the effects of spells and endless spells on a 4-up.
Right.
And like for that being one of the very few well, I guess I can't say that.
There,
There is
couple.
a lodge that gives you a lot of artifacts, but like
Okay.
there is one that gives you a bunch, but it probably should be a 3 up,
Yeah,
considering that that's all that you get.
agreed. But no,
Um,
first time ever cast an endless sun or the endless spell, the purple sun
yeah,
in my life. It ate a drake
yeah,
right
yeah,
off the bat, and I went, that was a 200 something point swing for
yeah,
legitimately no effort.
yeah,
Yeah, that felt good.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
had to apologize. I was like, what was the first thing that purple sun has ever eaten? And yeah.
I also wonder maybe I wonder if people would bring it if they made it so it could never be bound.
It's interesting. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, it's
I mean, I'm still even with the points increases. You've seen the list. I am fighting to get one in there as well as an incarnate because I'm a filthy player.
oh my dear God.
So,
I was like, what's funny is like one of the jokes that I really haven't really talked to anybody really for a while, but like one of the jokes I say to myself is, "How do you know an army needs help? It has a purple sun and an incarnate." Like it's
I it's not that it needs help. It's that the purple sun incarnate are really damn good.
yeah, yeah, and it's
Like,
yeah,
mm,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
The points increase is gonna help you not see it as much. But I quite honestly am taking it because it makes my Reavers run too. And if
yeah,
that's all it did, I would still take it.
yeah, yeah,
The fact that it might eat something, bonus.
yeah, and even then, still a little bit of a can be a little bit of a block in the right situation.
Yeah, no, it can definitely block off a certain area or deter somebody from stepping on a spot because they know they're just going to get their face shot full of arrows if they
Yeah.
do.
So now the one text you sent me while you were at the event
Hmm.
that I want to delve into is I
Yep.
believe you told me that I'm never allowed to talk bad about Sylvaneth again.
Oh boy, I was playing against David Fields round two.
See, okay, all right, time,
Uh huh. Uh huh. No, 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 no,
time,
no.
T.O. What? Could you refresh my memory on what I said about Sylvaneth?
Something about you have to be an okay player to make it work, things like that. However,
So what you're saying
if
is I
you
wasn't
have
wrong. I wasn't wrong.
no, you're still wrong because if you have a small pebble of a brain, you could make this whole idea work. It was legitimately 9 bows from the uh whatever the hero guys are now. I
Are you talking
can't
about
remember.
the hero guys? Are you talking about the guys with the wings or the tree people?
No, tree people.
Okay.
Now I have to pull up the app because I have not. I've missed so many names now,
Those are
and
the
that's one of
Kurnoth
them.
hunters.
Thank you. It was 9 of those shooting at me from behind trees because the terrain is great at Nashcon for
See,
trees.
that's what I fucking said. It was like, oh man. Now they can't shoot through all terrain. They can only shoot through wildwood.
Trees. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which was fine
yeah,
because outside of that, that table didn't have a whole lot of line of sight blocking.
yeah.
And then it was 6 sides
Okay.
that teleported out, sliced your head off, and then went back home in their castle. Because they
Um,
were also with a Gur battle mage to give them +2 to the charge.
okay.
So they only need the charge on a 7, jump up. If they touched you, probably were dead. Because all the bonuses, they were 2s and 2s, more than likely. And then they left because there was nobody in combat range anymore.
Now, I assume there was still like he still had to like pick his combats wisely because and
Yeah,
try
he
and
had
like
to understand how to pick everything off, but whenever I finally dove into him as hard as I could, I killed three of the
really,
trees.
really.
Like, yeah, maybe 4. And then he just kind of said, "Cool, good job," and slowly picked him down and out.
Um, okay, okay. I can definitely see that. Like, eh,
It was a very castle army build.
yeah, definitely. Well,
So
I think that's
had
how
I
the army
played
has to
against
be
him in the
played.
correct mission,
Yeah.
it might have gone completely different. Like the one where we had to spread out and hit 8 objectives might have had a better
That'd be
chance.
rough. Yeah.
Right. But be that as it is, not too many of those missions exist, so it might be a risk you're willing to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, wow, did I get my ass handed to me? Not a little bit, but like, nah, sit down.
Well, at some point in time, I'll have to finish that army because, my God.
Well, I had to take screenshots of the 2 lists because I'm like, Matt needs to see this.
Yeah.
That wrecked me.
So with that, like talking about projects. So like right now, we have the Teyrathi Invitational in December,
Yep.
where I have to paint a full fantasy dwarf army.
And I refuse to switch over to squares, so I am going to make myself some trays that will accept rounds.
Now the only thing is that like I was just going to try and do something similar. Like I was just going to have
Right.
them overlap a little bit, but I didn't realize that the squares are 22 millimeters, at least for my army.
Oh, I think it was still 25s for the demons, thankfully.
So
And I only remember that because I wanted to have a demon army back in the day,
yeah.
so I could do both.
and so like the overlap would be a little much, but
Right.
yeah. So well, and again, the other thing is half of my line is no longer available.
That's true.
So I found basically like all warriors I have different kits for. I got kits for my dwarf cannon and dwarf organ gun.
Very nice.
Got my own custom built Thane. And other than that, like I said, if it has a GW, if like the GW models are still there, I'm going with that.
Fair enough.
So we'll get that painted up. And then in January, you and I have, along with Chuck, have a triples tournament to go to for 40K.
Yeah, that'd be a fun time. Yeah.
Where I have to get 2K of Votan painted.
Yep, so you better love them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, what's not to love? I mean, it's...
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's out of date now, but I forgot my... Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Gotta give it to us.
Let's see. It's a little out of date, guys, but I think you'll still appreciate it. So give me one moment, guys.
It's all right. I can stall for a little bit of time as we all sit here and think about, we're very glad that you enjoy.
Tell me about your last game.
Last game was a very close one that I probably should have won. It was against Cities of Sigmar, all dwarves, and Gotrek. In the 3 objectives down the middle at each other. Probably should have won that one because what I should have done was throw in the Purple Sun of Gotrek and just ate him. I ended up rolling for it and found out I would have eaten Gotrek. Instead, I tried to shoot Gotrek. I failed. And then Gotrek ate my entire army. But I still only lost by 1 point. So it was a good game.
How dare you?
Yeah. Nah, it was great. But Purple Sun's really good. Still good against Gotrek. You should eat Gotrek with it if you can. Pro tip.
But you can't eat Gotrek. If he gets hit by a model, he takes D3 mortal wounds.
It's not doing damage to him. It's removing him from play.
If anything, would remove him from play.
Oh, well, then that would have been better.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. Well,
see, I feel much better about it now.
What I'll do is I'll splice it in here.
Okay.
I'll splice it in post.
Okay.
I came up with a brand new thing from last episode. The days since AOS has had a good dwarf battle tome, and then comparatively, days since 40K has had a better dwarf battle tome or a better dwarf army than AOS.
Yeah.
So both of those numbers are embarrassing.
And going up, by the way.
Yeah, and going up. There's I have no faith in AOS doing anything ultra dwarfy.
Probably another elf line.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably get dark elves and some sort of gray elves and
Well, we already have the blue ones at the deep
Yeah,
can.
we got the blue
All
ones.
right.
Yeah, we got.
We got red one. All right. Yeah, we're running out of colors for all these L's.
Right.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah. So then after that, like I said, I still want to get my Soul Blight painted up very badly.
Hmm.
I just,
Someday.
yeah. I mean, the biggest problem, the biggest hurdle with Soul Blight is I'm never going to take it to an event. I'm never going to shuffle 200 zombies around on a board.
Why? No.
Or 180 zombies around on a board five games in a row. It's not gonna happen.
It'll be fine.
But I do want to get my Sylvaneth painted, because again, I still don't think I'm smart enough to play them the right way. But they do still look fun, and I would like to see how they play. Now, other than that. Again, I know that I think last time we said we were going to do a Middle Earth episode. I still want to do a Middle Earth episode.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Like I said, I do need a little prep time, which just means that work does need to pump
Slow
the
the
brakes a
hell
little
down.
bit.
Yep.
And other than that, the other thing we need to play on game or on an episode is Conquest Man.
You enjoying it?
So I still haven't got to play it really.
Okay. I saw that at our local game store over the Fabricator's Forge.
Fabricator Forge
just announced they've got a lot of it in.
Yeah, not only do they get a lot of it in,
must be doing
but
well.
they're also working with Parabellum to have official events there.
Very nice. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Dude, I'm telling
Hey, more games in the space is better for all of us. So better.
I don't think it'll be. I don't see it being a Cole game, but
That's okay.
I see it being a game that you go, that was a lot more fun than I was expecting.
Okay.
So like some of the big changes, because it's actually kind of, it's a little fantasy, it's a little AOS. So you want to roll low, which is good for me.
There you go.
But like if you look at it, everything is like, I need 1s and 2s to succeed, or 1s, 2s, and 3s to succeed.
Oh.
So it is a very low success rate.
Right.
However, here's the reason for that.
Okay.
You make one attack roll. So
That's it.
everything does 1 damage.
Okay.
So if you have your rank and file, Private Steve, Private Steve is going to get 1 attack. Yeah, and he's going to hit. He's going to hit on a like a 2.
Right.
Whereas whenever you have say I'm trying to think, like your eels. So
Sure.
instead of eels doing like a high number of damage, they're just going to do like 7 attacks apiece.
Okay. So you get more swings, but
Right.
everything still does 1 damage. Okay.
From what I can tell, again,
Okay.
I have not memorized the rules yet.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
sure there's
That's
probably
fair.
something somewhere that says these attacks still do damage or something like that. But
Oh, I'm sure.
so there's no wound. It's literally just, did I hit?
Do you hit?
I hit. Okay, roll saves. And then you're in the same boat. You're like, okay, 1s and 2s. Boom.
Okay. Interesting.
It's very interesting. And then the skirmish version, I actually watched a bat rep of the skirmish game.
Okay.
And it's about the size of like a regular AOS game.
Oh, okay.
At least the point level they were playing at. Because
Nice.
that's whenever you take them off of the movement trays and they just
Right.
are walking around. You have to worry about cohesion. And it's basically like 2nd edition AOS.
Okay. Interesting.
I think it's still you go, I go, like per phase.
Nothing. Okay.
But I know a lot of poor sad babies are at home still worrying about getting double turned. I know I'm worried about that.
Yep.
It's funny. Before this episode, I was like, I should be a little nicer this time. I was pretty mean our last couple episodes. But
Sure.
poor
Whatever
babies.
you gotta tell yourself.
Don't double turn me. I can't take being hit twice. No. Don't get shooting phase twice. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you sound like, by the way. That's
Yep.
anyways, you know what? We have news.
Oh shoot.
All right. So we're gonna kind of hammer through these. So we got a the only thing I'm really going to do in September is just the Nova Open reveals. So we got the full reveal of the Leagues of Votan, which technically came out last week.
Yep.
I absolutely loved everything I saw.
I know you did. I'm
I
glad for it. I'm very glad for
did.
it.
In all honesty, the Grimnir is probably one of my favorite 40k models.
No,
Period.
it is. It is pretty cool, honestly. Yeah.
I love like the Odin aesthetics.
Yeah.
I think
Very
he
cool.
still has both eyes, but like you get the long beard, you'll see that each one of the his little helpers has a little
Hmm.
crow head on there. Um, the the big melee guy with the mole grenade launcher that doesn't worry about line of sight.
Yeah, it'll be fine. They gave him a little mortar. It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, like I said, I'm super stoked about. We'll get into a little more detail about this about the army later. Um, again, if we go back and look, I was pretty close with my guesses.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
Because I said, uh, we're basically going to get probably 3 or 4 heroes. I think we got 4 heroes. Um,
Yeah.
I said obviously we're going to get vehicles. I think the only thing is I said we're probably going to get. I said we're going to get a transport, a heavy hitting vehicle, and then probably something else. And we didn't get probably something else.
Right. Right.
But overall, not bad.
Nah, I'd take it still.
And so it's funny is like when it first came out, the land fortress was a little disappointing.
Right. I know you were
But
not happy with it.
and again, that's even a little harsh. It was just I was hoping for a land fortress.
Right. Right.
And
Completely different idea.
right, and I think I just overhyped it a little bit. Looking at it
Mhm.
now, I think it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's a very cool idea.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm probably only going to run one. I know a lot of
Yeah.
lists are talking about running two, but I think I would only run one and then run two of the little transporting ones.
Okay. No, that's understandable.
So, not worried about hurting my feelings. What did you think about the army? Just the aesthetics. We'll talk about rules later.
Oh, aesthetics wise, it's a very cool army. I'm kind of with you. The vehicles don't really do it for me. It's a cool idea. Too much glass for me for
See,
what the army.
the glass is what does it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now, hear
See,
me out.
well, please, please.
I was really liking the glass, and
Okay.
I'm sitting like, oh, that's gonna be so much fun.
Hmm.
I'm actually gonna get everything all painted, get everything look really cool, and then whenever I play against another Rotan player and they paint it over it like everyone does with every single vehicle and every single army, I'm gonna
Yep.
scoff at them.
Oh no, here we
Turn
go.
my nose up, be like, oh, what's the matter? Was the cockpit too much to paint? But no. The problem is I got struck with an idea.
About how you want to paint that canopy, huh?
What if I did it with the color shifts?
Oh no. You would hurt Chuck, I can tell you that
I
much.
mean, I would hurt Chuck, and B, it would look awesome. Like, think about like a lot of like military like goggles and stuff. How they have
No,
like
you're
that.
right. You're right. It's
It
like
could look,
aviators, right?
yeah,
So
could look really cool.
shit, I think you're right.
I don't know.
Ah, shoot.
We'll have to see. If you have an opinion about it, leave it in the comments. And moving on. So we got skulls for skull things. What do you think of the Warcry Chaos guys or Corn guys?
They're cool. They actually look like their 40k or not 40. Their Age of Sigmar rules actually look decent.
Good.
I've gotten to see a couple little things. They might just be better versions of some priests. If you have a couple extra points, it's probably no point not to take them. They're really cool.
For me, I gotta say, like aesthetically, I think these guys are kind of a miss for me. Which
I
I think it's rare for me to say that.
I think 2 out of the 3 are. I think the like hulked out dude I'm here for.
He's
The
pretty
others,
cool. He's pretty cool.
Right.
But I would like to see, in order for me to like that more, I think I
Hmm.
would need to see it in the army more.
Fair enough. Yeah, the rest of the army definitely doesn't have it. There are definitely a lot of drugs being used in that army.
Yes.
A lot of roids.
Yeah.
However,
Like the tubby guy, I'm like, well, I already got that at home. I don't.
yeah, no, I don't know. The model just doesn't do it for me. It's not because he's tubby. It's just there's nowhere else in the army I think that I can think of that
Yeah.
there's just a random flame everywhere.
Yeah, that's also weird. Like, it feels to me like the aesthetic for these guys are so far removed from what we have on the table right now
Right.
that they don't fit in. And on top of that, see, there was a little movie that came out before you were born called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Hmm. Hmm. I may
Um,
have heard of it at least.
if the main guy isn't the witch doctor that rips the dude's heart out,
No. Okay. Okay.
I, yeah, like I said, I don't know. That headdress is a little much. It's a little.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. It
I'm pretty
is.
sure
It
Corn is
is.
sitting there going like, maybe we could just trade that for a skull or some blood, huh?
See, the problem is then you have the Blood Warriors, and they have that giant headdress thing going on
That's true.
too.
That's
And
true.
yeah, yeah, they're trying to compete in the hat game. So
All right, so we finally got confirmation that our next two battle tomes are ogres and
yep.
sons. What do you think of the ogre guy?
I agree with a lot of people out there. I love the model until like he's decided to strap some horns onto himself. Legitimately, the rest of that model is fire. So it's slightly disappointing.
Yeah, I seeing this makes me go, how about this? You take this model back and give me a refreshed ogre line. Like just one
Oh,
box.
no,
One
no,
box.
I agree. I think a lot of the ogre players out there would make that trade with you.
I I know that ogres like to keep their hands to themselves in the lore, that's clearly.
Right, right.
But yeah, so overall I said I think it's a cool model. I think it's a
Yeah,
little weird, but hey, it is what it
yeah.
is.
They're a weird army,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
Then we got our announcement of um our mega overlord.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
King Broad. I'm gonna admit something. I'm a
yes.
little disappointed that all the little guys were in this model. The ones we thought were gonna be
Yeah.
Chaos Dwarf stuff and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, I like the idea that the whole handle for his thing is obviously a giant
Yeah.
birch tree.
Yeah.
Like, I think the weapon looks great. The tusks thing, I don't do anything for me. But other than that,
Yeah.
model's perfect.
I mean, I I can't lie.
Okay.
I'm incredibly disappointed
How are
with
you?
um with the fact that it's just another sprue for the already existing kit.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
It's
I
like
can see that.
it's an army with two kits, and you
Yep.
decided to add a new model by
Just throw an
adding
add-on sprue in the
a
box. Yeah.
sprue. Like you didn't even give us, like, if you would have just given me a second box with that you could have made King Braun, and we'll talk about him later here, the Beast Slayer or whatever his name is. Cool. Awesome. I would love, because on top of that, like, King Braun is supposed to be even bigger than the other giants.
Right. So you wanted a ridiculously big version.
Right. Like I was expecting like the next size
two
up.
inches of 2 inches of height or something like that. Yeah.
But or like, and on top of that, like, also you could have given me a new Man Crusher kit.
Coulda.
The current Man Crusher, I'm sorry, they are looking old.
They are. They are.
Yeah. So again, I'll probably get the book. I don't really see myself playing it too much unless it's really good.
Well, I am pushing my younger brother into playing AOS by being like, "Here, this is the army
Oh
for you,
yeah,
bud. Remember 4 war scrolls, and you're good.
yeah.
You even have all 4 of them sitting in front of you.
Not
You'll
even
be
four.
fine."
Like here's 2 war scrolls and 4 mods.
Right, right.
So what are you thinking about the Slaves of Darkness release?
Pretty cool, honestly. I'm a big fan. I love the look of the Ogroids. I have since we saw them.
Yeah,
The new Demon Prince, yes, that model is needed an update. That's one that we can all admit was showing its age.
yeah.
Looks great. Probably need to buy one. Probably won't.
Yeah, and like the new Chaos Chosen models, I think they're all spot on. I think this
Yep.
they killed it. They got it. They figured it out, and they
Yep.
homed in on it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And
This
it all,
was perfect.
this is I think this army is a great example about what I'm kind of talking about whenever I say get your basics done first. Like Chaos Warriors are a staple of Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are not weird. These are not out there. These are not a reimagining. These are, hey, look, this is what we sculpted back then. This is what we can sculpt now.
Right. Welcome to the 20-year glow up.
Right. And
Yeah.
and this is what I want to see from Cities of Sigmar. This is what I want to see from Dispossessed.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll say that Lumineth did it with High Elves.
Yeah.
You know,
They did. They did.
um,
Just not as dynamic, but they weren't going for dynamic. They were going for well uniformed soldiers.
right, exactly.
So,
And like I
yeah.
said, that's what I want to see. I want to see the core fundamentals oomphed, and then you can give me, sorry, Cole, your weird fish elves.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, hammer your basics and then go on. I think it's cool. I don't necessarily care. Horus Ascended. Got anything to say about Horus Ascended?
Nah, not really.
It's cool.
I mean, it's
Thanks.
cool. I don't disagree. It's really cool.
I
But
think he's like 1,100 points.
is he really
I think he
Horus
is.
Heresy? That is ridiculous. I mean,
I mean,
after reading some of the books and stuff,
yeah.
I get it. But still, okay.
So to touch on it real quick, since I didn't bring up the article for it, they've announced the end of the Horus Heresy novel set.
Yeah.
I've never been into this game without a Horus Heresy book coming out soon.
Same. Same.
I don't know what to think about that, and I
It
can't
is
wait.
the end of an era.
I can't wait for everyone to find out that it's Horus on the throne. What do you think?
No, no, I don't think it's quite Horus. No, no, no.
All right, so now, what do you think about the new Khorne Berserkers for 40k?
So, at first, I was with a lot of people who were like, these don't feel overly dynamic compared to some of the other stuff that they've done. And then you start to look at the Primaris, what are they? The Primaris Assault Intercessors.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize everyone's actually in the exact same pose.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I guess the problem is like literally just coming off of seeing the Slaves of Darkness.
Right. These don't feel as cool and as metal and great as the Slaves of Darkness.
And again, also there should be a little more ferocity to Khorne Berserkers over Assault Intercessors.
Yeah. I think the big thing is they were trying to pay homage to the original armor sets and stuff like that too much, maybe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think they could have gotten a little bit more spiky. These are very clean
yeah.
and things like that. I think they could have just gone
I think
full on
this
metal
would have
cover.
been I think this would have been a cool kit to like show some damaged armor.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like to
just
have
mold it into
chips and
the
chunks
armor.
taken out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, so September 5th. Black Lightning strikes as Eternus. Blade of the First Prince storms into battle. So we get our look at a new Chaos guy on a horsey horse.
Yeah. Good looking model.
The mount's head looks a little stumpy to me.
It does look small compared to the rest of its body. I will give you that, but I think it's because our brains go horse's head should be longer,
I mean,
and
it's a
this is more Drake head.
it's a gaping maw. It should gape a little bit. I think that's
Fair enough.
now.
Fair
With that being
enough.
said, as much as I think this is a clearly, I would give it 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Uh, I'm so glad I'm not doing this army, so I don't have to paint all that.
No, like seriously, I agree completely. This could be on a black metal album cover, but
Yes.
boy, do I not want to ever have to paint all these new Slaves of Darkness models because, oof, you are going to get punished the entire time for
Yeah.
playing this army.
All right, so moving along, we have our Middle Earth article of the month. We had our announcement from last month about
Yeah.
all the Middle Earth releases. Uh, it was, I will say, for me personally, a little underwhelming.
Okay.
I think a lot of people were expecting some more model refreshes, some more lines, maybe. Instead, we got a new orc, and we got 3 new Rangers of Gondor, which, again, they're absolutely awesome sculpts. But then you put them next to the Rangers of Middle Earth models, which are probably some of the most lackluster sculpts in the line.
Right.
Um, I get it. Not a lot of people play the game. There's not a lot of demand for it. I get it.
And we all already know what GW's modeling guys are working on
Right,
with the new cities stuff whenever
right.
that eventually comes out. So
Absolutely.
we're all probably going to get happy to have a hero for the next year
Yeah.
and call it good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think the problem was, and I think there's no problem with that. I think the issue revolves around the fact that they kind of hyped it up a little bit.
You're right. You're not wrong. They definitely did.
Whereas if they would have just said, "Hey, we're releasing a new box set for the game, and we're going to reveal it this day," everyone would have tuned in, and got the new box and went, "Wow, that really overcame my expectations." They gave us 3 new models. Like it's,
Right. Right.
um, but alongside that, I believe it's not a full rules upgrade. I think it's like a rules polish, so it's probably going to be like Middle
Okay.
Earth 2.5,
Okay.
which is what I want. I do not want the. I don't want a new rules edition. What we have is great.
Okay.
Don't mess with it. It's like you come along, see a house of cards, and go, I don't like how all the
Smash.
right. Like I don't like. I kind of want to change that a little bit. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, they also announced battle hosts to help you get into the game.
Okay.
And they're all kind of the main armies. Let me scroll back up here. So you have Minas Tirith, Rohan, Mordor, and Isengard. And these are definitely the quintessential backbones of what you'll see in a tournament. These are the biggest lines and the most supported lines. And they're also probably the easiest to get into and play. I haven't done the points for them, but they're certainly a good starting point. You and a friend could definitely pick up a battle host each and build it and play with just what you have.
Okay.
I highly support this. They put out PDFs for everything.
Good.
Let me see what they did. Okay. So they put up PDFs for quick starts on basically how to play each one of your armies here. But they also did, I believe, just quick start rules in general.
Okay.
Which I hope that's the case. You know, let's double check. We're
Yeah.
going to do it live. Yeah, so we got Battle Host Quick Start Guide. Let's see what this says. Yeah, so it looks like it goes over the profiles, goes over the turn sequence. Honestly, this is probably what I'll have you download whenever we play.
Fair enough. That works for me.
So again, it's great to see it get support. Again, guys, just go out and give it a shot. It's literally, if you want to do battle companies, you literally pick one box of warriors from the GW website, and that's basically your battle host starting army. So go have
Very
fun.
nice.
So moving along, I'm gonna. They decided to mix our heroin with our cocaine, with a Warhammer crossover into Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be a full set, and it is just commander decks,
Yeah.
which that's good.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pre-order 2 of them personally. So
I'm trying not to. I because like I don't know how much I'm gonna play, and I don't know. I'm
I
probably gonna
understand.
buy one. I won't buy
Yep.
one. I might buy one. I probably won't, but I might.
Well, I'm going to, so you don't have to worry about that. This guy will.
All right, we'll bring one over and we'll play.
There you go.
Okay, then we have Warhammer Underworlds dominate with new cards for those guys.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, never mind. That's not what I thought it was. Moving on.
you're all good.
Lumineth. Is there anything in this Lumineth article? Sorry, guys, it's been a little bit. Okay, Phoenix Stone. Oh, we got our old school Phoenix Stone where you resurrect.
Hmm.
I know both you and I were excited about the Fortitude of Earth. Not excited, but we both liked the Fortitude of Earth.
Great change.
Yeah, I not only do I think this is really cool, I also think this is kind of the direction I would like to see uh, wards go in the future. Is like I would rather have
A
less.
condition need to be met first. Yeah.
Well, not even necessarily that. I mean, yes, that would be fine, but I think I would prefer to see more wards be targeted against mortal wounds.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Just because I said, I mean, I think mortal wounds are so prevalent, and wards are so like, sparingly given out with reason. But I think we could see more. I would like to see basically like all elite units have a ward versus mortal wounds.
Just everyone has a 5-up or something.
Exactly. Like,
Right.
okay, there's my battle line. Okay, you ripped through my battle line. Oh,
Yeah.
here's my protectors. They got a 4-up.
Okay.
What else we got in here? The Molten Talisman. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Alarith units wholly within 12 inches of the bearer. We don't need to give them +1. We don't need to do that.
Well,
We
and
don't
it's
need
if
that.
they received a charge. It's really not that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wind Charger arrows. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think they were. I mean, unless you're fighting against Fire Slayers, then you guys can go fuck yourself. Did we talk about the Enchantress or whatever her name was? Enchanter.
I don't think we did. I don't
So,
think
so
you
there
might
she is.
have.
There. Yeah, I might have. That's probably it. I probably talked about her, but
You
I
probably.
it's certainly not looking good.
No.
Like that's definitely like a hey, Big M, you know how you're talking about how you wanted us to be like less less NPE? Well, we decided to make them more. So like
It'll be fine.
yeah, so this is she has the ability that whenever you cast a spell, I forget exactly what the ins and outs are, but you can just resolve the spell a second time because, you know, those horrible spells that go off once per turn couldn't get any worse unless you could do them twice.
Right. It'll be fine. We're just gonna double move twice and
Oh
be in your
boy.
face.
Oh my
It'll be
gosh.
great.
All right, and then on to the Zine stuff. And you and I were joking earlier this month. I was saying like, boy, if I should just make myself like Zine, man. That's
Dude, I wish I could make myself love it, but I
I'm
don't.
very interested to see what they're going to do with Pink Horrors.
Yeah, that's the formula, right? That is, hey, have we figured it out finally?
And honestly, like right now
Or will
where
we
they
do
are,
whatever we did?
yeah,
FAQ them immediately.
I just feel like they're not currently in the place where they're changing rules enough to make me confident to think, okay, I bet you they'll get it this time.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I fully expect us to just kind of get a copy paste
Yeah.
because I think they're at a point right now that they're not, how to put it, like an MPE fully. Now, if
Yeah.
you're a new player, they are.
Oh yeah.
But if you understand what you're looking at, I think anyone can take them on. But they're
I mean,
also,
as long as they're not in mass or reinforced.
well, that's the thing with them being like 250 points for 10.
Yeah,
Kind of helps.
yeah, yeah.
If they
Um,
drop in points, though, they'll have messed up if
yes.
the rules don't change.
So I thought the one ability they showed here, Arcane Armies, in the first battle round, after the players have received their starting command points before the start of their first battle, you can pick one friendly Disciples of Tzeentch War Wizard on the battlefield. That wizard can automatically cast a spell that they know that summons a Burning Sigil of Tzeentch, Tome of Eyes, or Demonic Simulacrum. Endless spells do not make a casting roll. That spell cannot be unbound and cannot be dispelled in the first battle round. Set up the endless spell as described in the spell effect.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
They're a casting army that shows up with the endless spell already going because they're crazy and really enjoy having it around.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's really cool. What else we got? Lords of the Silver Tower. Once per battle at the end of a phase, you can pick one enemy hero that is within 9 inches of this unit, and that made an attack that targeted this unit in that phase. Okay. Or caused any mortal wounds to this unit with an ability or spell in that phase, even if the wound or mortal wounds were negated. If you do so, roll 2d6. If the roll is greater than the wound characteristic of that hero is removed from play. Holy cow.
So I walk up, I smack you. You don't like it. You roll 2d6, it's higher than my wound value. I disappear.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, was
That's
this
a
battle
much simpler way of saying it.
Right, exactly. Like, they really went to town on that one.
Yeah. They did it well. But
So what are some like 11 wound characters? 10 to 11 wounds. What we got? I know we got
so my king is in there at 7 wounds.
Oh no.
Yep. So doable.
Yeah.
The entire Fire Slayer's Codex that isn't on top of a mount.
Yep.
Because some of their characters are a little bit beady. Trying to think who else has something in that.
Most of Stormcast. Anything not an amount.
Yeah. Most of Stormcast.
Let's see. So then we have Silver Portal. After you have deployed this unit, when you would have set up another friendly Tzeentch unit that is not a monster, you can say that this is in the Gaunt Summoner Silver Tower as a reserve unit. Up to 2 units can be set up in reserve this way. At the end of any of your movement phase, you can set up one or more of these units on the battlefield wholly within 9 of this unit and more than 9 away from enemy units. At the start of your 4th battle round, reserve units that are still in the Silver Tower are destroyed.
So you can teleport in some Tzeentch units around your Gaunt Summoner.
Not doing anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Beacon of Sorcery, add 1 to casting rolls, dispel rolls, unbind rolls for friendly Tzeentch wizards while they were wholly within 18 inches of this unit, being the Lord of Change. In addition, this unit knows all spells from the Lord of Change. Can't beat it.
Nope.
It's right
Seems
on.
good.
Right
Seems
on.
good.
It seems solid, man. I don't. Again, I have never really delved into how Tzeentch plays, just because I don't want to get sucked in. But I don't remember there being this much talk of Silver Towers.
No, I think this is definitely a new thing.
That's kind of cool.
The admission that Silver Tower has been added in.
I really like that. And
Yeah.
Speaking of, I wouldn't mind if they re-release Silver Tower sometime soon.
There we go.
Okay, so moving right along here, we're almost done here. So we got League of Votann Crusade. Did you see the Crusade article?
I did not see the Crusade article.
So it's really interesting. So,
Okay.
on top of everything else, you are also going for looking for resources. Almost like this is like a real-time strategy where you have to worry about raw materials, biomatter, energy sources, and galactic intel. And so then those help you level up faster as well.
Very cool.
So I'm definitely going to be doing Crusade stuff. I hope it's cool.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just stop doing it.
Fair enough. Try and help you get motivated to paint the army.
Yeah. Now, so one thing we'll talk about now here, just because it says grudge token. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for grudge tokens.
Do we just need to get some form of like gold coin for you to just start throwing dwarf gold everywhere?
Well, so it's funny is I actually have those, so I could just use
Okay.
those. That's not a bad idea because like right now it's the box set comes with tokens that say 1, 2, and 3, and I think that's a little ridiculous. Of like, hey, give me back that one. I'm going to give you a two.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I Now my original idea was coming up with magnetized chips that I could stack on each other. So like,
Right.
here's one chip that says grudge. Here's another chip that says grudger, and here's another one that says grudgist.
Okay.
but
Okay.
but then I was like, but I plan on magnetizing my guys, so I don't want to have
Right.
magnets on magnets. So
It'd
that
be a pain in the butt.
right.
Yeah.
So now I'm honestly just thinking about getting a bunch of D3s.
Oh, that's D3s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well that's the thing is like they're very distinct. They're not going
Okay.
to blend in with other things.
Fair
And
enough.
yeah, you can buy them in mass.
D3 even look like? Now I have to look it up.
It's like a long pyramid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't mistake that for anything.
so I might do that. We'll think about that. Yeah. Again, I think it's super cool. And then you gave me a sheet that I can use and I can lose pretty quick. All right, now we got our next preview of the Dawnbringer stuff, which I'm pretty sure is basically the Dawnbringer preview from last time.
Let's not talk about it.
I don't. So okay. So what do you think of where they're at right now?
Where do I think they are at right now? They are at the. This is gonna not show up until 2024 because this all looks very simple for GW stuff right now to me.
Yeah, I have to say I have to assume that they are further along than this.
You would think because it's not like what they did with the daughter or not daughters, the Sisters of Battle thing. What 5 years ago now?
Right.
Whenever they said, "Hey guys, we're starting on it. We're letting you know we're just starting. We will keep you updated." They're like, "Hey guys, it's coming. Let's show you a thing or two."
Yeah, and then also on top of that, like just based off of like what they have shown in this little thing with just like the weapons, like there is literally nothing that is like this is, I mean, outside of the S and the skull, there's nothing here that is specifically Age of Sigmar.
No,
Like everything
no.
seems very. I don't know if you've ever messed around on Hero Forge,
A little bit, not much.
but like everything in Hero Forge is kind of like a little bit bigger, a little bit more.
Right.
Little
Yeah, it
like
does kind of feel that way now
yeah,
that you're saying it.
yeah. So I kind of hope that this
Then
is
again,
literally the first pass, and there's going to be a lot of refinement.
now going to their art picture they put up here for us with a couple guys from it. The art doesn't look like there's a whole lot of Sigmar iconography on them, except for the one
yeah.
guy's twin-tailed comet talisman.
Now again,
That's
I do
it.
think this is. I don't think this is new art.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think this is Stormcast. This is either Stormcast or Cities art that I think already exists. Because look,
Okay.
right in the middle you have a dwarf. So.
Okay, fair enough.
um.
I mean, maybe there's still some dwarves sitting around in
Yeah, I don't
Dawnbringer.
expect.
Maybe we'll get lucky, and 1 out of the 10 from the 10-man box you get is just a dwarf model.
Yeah, like I said, honestly, my expectation for this was going to be was kind of going out on a limb, and I was thinking that maybe 4th edition was going to be a dual army starter with Chaos Wars versus new Dawnbringer Crusade, based on the lore that's been rumored for a couple years now. But
Right.
we'll see. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed they haven't shown more, but I'm glad they're keeping us in the loop.
Right. Right.
Okay, so now we have the Beast Smasher Mega Gargant. Uh, I
Yep.
could not be more disappointed.
I know you are. I know you are not a fan of that club.
Like, well, I mean, honestly, the club is fine.
Oh, okay.
The club is
Just the
fine.
model itself, then, huh? Just the
So
fact that it is still, it's the
it,
same thing, barely changed.
it isn't like literally. This is two pieces different.
Is it really?
It is just the head and just the hand with the axe in it. Otherwise, this is the war stomper.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I think you're right. Shoot.
Like they didn't even try. Like this expand or these two kits, it was almost like they challenged themselves to see how little effort they could put into it.
Hey, someone got a raise over it. Okay.
That's probably why we haven't seen James workshop. He's been on vacation since he got a nice bonus from coming up with this shit.
Yep.
That's but yeah, I mean, like I look at this guy and I go, like, if you look at the other ones, you can go, I can see why they're called that.
Right. Yeah.
What about this guy says Beast Smasher? Other than
I
he has
mean,
a big stone hammer.
big stone hammer, a little bit of a pelt around his. Nah, it's not even that much of a pelt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the same pelt
Yep, you're right.
that's on
Nope.
the.
They should have given him a big pelt down one arm. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like all I know is I look at it and I go, you know what? I'm glad I have that 3D print because that's my Beast Smasher.
So what do you think about the one shot club attack he has?
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's the right direction.
Yeah.
I would like to see the army go more in that direction.
Hmm.
I have a feeling with this club being this way, I think that's an indicator that the army's not going that way because this one club is going to do that for you.
Fair enough. Yeah, this one club's doing all the random. Interesting. The Ren's going to be what changes throughout the profile stat.
Yeah, very interesting. You think a giant jagged rock would have a pretty set rend? Like,
Well, apparently it's getting whittled away as we fight.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. I can deal with it. I'm not sure how I feel about the 5d6 damage.
It's so swingy. I would never do it personally.
I mean, here's the problem: is I know I'm going to sit there and be like, shit. If I don't do it, I'm going to lose the game. Fine,
You could do it
let's
and 5 1s.
right exactly. All right, there's your 5 damage. Good game, you win.
Right, right. But then the game where you do 30, you're just gonna be like, well,
Yeah, my thing is,
screw your giant. You're
yeah,
done.
I'm going to do that 30 against probably some sort of monster that has like 2 wounds left. Like, it's,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll do it to like a cockatrice or something like that.
all right, and then finally for the news, we have the new Gnarlwood because we haven't had Gnarlwood shoved up our ass far enough. For the new Underworlds, I have no intention of getting this. Um,
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell's going on with the Savage guys. Like,
Don't know.
what are they even doing? Like, what is it? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 guys. Like that used to be like. There's 4 orcs in one of the
Right.
armies. Like
Right.
these guys don't even like they don't even know how to read or write. Like this guy has Spanx. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I-
The skeletons are pretty cool looking.
the
in the box
skeletons
set.
are pretty cool. The only thing, like, what's funny is like out of all of fantasy, the one thing that I want to go away is the fucking bat helms, and
And here they are staring
they
you down.
will not die no matter what. Man, yeah, I do like these skeletons though. They're really cool. I really wish they would put this kind of effort into like putting out a Graveguard kit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
we
Modern
had
Graveguard kit
Graveguard
that
that
looked
looked
like
like
this. Yeah.
Oh
You might
man.
even change what you were saying about the bat helmets. Who knows?
Right. I could accept bat helmets if we had a whole Graveguard kit like this. Like,
Fair enough.
all right, palette cleanser. Okay, so we got a bit to do. So we're going back to August 2nd.
All right.
Now tell me, what do you see?
I see a skeleton that's matted into somebody's hair or fur.
Now, what if I were to tell you that
Okay.
this picture should be rotated 90 degrees clockwise?
It's just a skeleton in the grass.
Or fire?
Maybe fire?
I mean, that'd be pretty small fire.
It is. I don't know what it is now. I agree about the 90-degree rotation now that you've said it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's supposed to be.
It's something that goes on base. It's base dressing.
Yeah,
It's really nothing.
I agree. I think it's. What's funny is when it came out, I was going to say Curse City.
Yeah.
Curse City expansion. And then the Curse City expansion was announced.
Right.
And then they're like, hey, buy your own models, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, really? Oh, okay. That's how we're playing this game. It's like, you come out with models for an expansion, ditch the expansion, then decide to redo the expansion, then you're like, you already had them models. You know it.
Mhm.
I'm hoping they kind of do a bundle with all the missing models, but we'll see.
It'd be nice.
I don't think they are. I'm still gonna say it's probably. Yeah, I think it's gonna be something from Underworld.
Underworld Warband
Yeah.
of some sort. Yeah.
Because the rest of this stuff is also going to be off-brand as well. So, like, moving on to the 9th.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
This is something being carried by a beast of burden of some sort in Seraphon.
I think this is more Warcry terrain that is Seraphon based, because we saw Seraphon based terrain in the last box set.
Darn it. Okay.
And the 16th.
You're gonna make me say it's Warcry, aren't you? Son of a gun. Because I don't know what else it could be. It's like Reigns at best.
I think this is the back side of the image.
Okay.
I think this is the backside of a little necklace with a skull, like a bird skull.
Okay.
And I do think it's a Warcry warband.
Darn it.
23rd. What do you think this is?
Let's see. This is whenever the swamp boys for the orcs get their next hero, this is him.
I'm going to say this is from the Seraphon Warcry warband that will be coming out.
You're probably right.
And the 30th.
This is now this one here, because we all know that Grots need a new battle tome. We all know it. And we all see that everyone's getting one hero whenever they get their new battle tome.
I can see it.
That's what this is from. That guy.
I can see it. All right, you know what? You got me. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, good. We got one. We got one, everybody.
This is your new Grot hero. Welcome. Hope you do something other than prevent something from fleeing.
That's exactly what he's gonna do.
All right, September 9th or September 6th. What do you think?
Okay.
Other than a tree with gonorrhea.
I was gonna say it's a Nurgle tree, but we already have a Nurgle tree, so now I don't know.
I don't know if if you remember this kit or not, because it was super unpopular, even though I loved it.
Okay.
40K came out with like non non-imperial like plants and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if we're getting a second kit.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
I
More
would love to see
terrain.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Give me some more Eldar trees. That's fine.
sure.
All right. And then the 13th.
Okay. 13th is a giant spider that has taken a hit. So this is more the new grot. It's riding a giant spider.
I don't know. So, like, okay. So I'm going to try and dissuade you from that. And because I'm
Okay,
going
the
to.
spider's dead, actually, is the problem.
Right. So that was kind of where. So this is where I started with. So, you know what I originally thought this was?
Hmm.
I thought this was the next incarnate.
Huh.
Because of a lot of the lore and stuff they were talking about. They were talking about like spider webs and stuff. So I was like, I
Okay.
wonder if it's going to be that. But
So, yeah.
then, like I said, this hole that you can kind of see through its head.
Right.
I was like,
I'm,
no, no,
I'm,
no. I think instead what this is, I think this is a because you know what this face also reminded me of?
like Bellacor's belly plate.
No.
Almost, maybe.
So what I was thinking of was that big blue bug thing from the Kill Team box set where it was the Rogue Trader.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm wondering if it is going to be like a Rogue Trader or an Inquisitor, and this is going to be like either a trophy like on its back or like a
Right.
plinth
Something
form.
they're using. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So, because I definitely think this slash across the face and into the head definitely means it's dead.
You're probably right.
Although I will leave the door open a little bit since the other two eyes have a little light of life in
Right.
them.
They've got a little bit of life in them, it almost looks like. Yeah.
However, at the same time, the ogre hero, the dragon head that he's using as a quiver, also
Fair
has the
enough.
light of life
Fair
in it a
enough.
little
Yep. Yep.
bit. Okay, then moving along to the 20th.
This is more of that Seraphon Warcry Warband.
See, for me, I kind of see this more as something. It's too.
Something else.
It's too metal. I mean, it's. Now I do like what Tom said from Warhammer Weekly.
Okay.
It's a fan of panel line scrapers.
No cheese.
And I was like, yes, it's actually what this actually is. Is this is a promotional model to
Yeah.
announce that Duncan is coming back, and this is him.
Jeez.
One handful of
Boy.
panel line scrapers. Yeah, no, I have no idea what this is going to be. And like what's funny is like my normal go to at this point would be Necromunda, but Necromunda has abandoned this sort of aesthetic for the desert wastes right now.
Right.
So the next Kill Team box,
Sure.
it could, I don't know, maybe it could be like Harlequin or something. It might be a little Eldari.
Maybe. The rivets are what's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. I think it's a ruse. It's not a real model.
There we go.
All right. And we will be talking about Nomad Feastmasters, but not right now. So I'm going to
Right.
bring us back. Hold on.
That'll work.
There we go. Yeah, so there's your palate cleanser. And then again, we will finish up with some AOS. But let's talk about a little Votan. So,
Oh boy.
personally, like,
I was gonna say, you gotta give us your excitement.
oh, I mean, it is off the chart. And like I said, I mean, honestly, the thing that I am like the thing that is like it's sticking in my craw the most is how worried everyone is about how good they are.
Right, right. You're
Like,
so worried now that they're gonna get smacked down because everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're so good."
um,
With spoiler, they are. But
so now here's the big issue I have because so like the main the main issue is the grudge.
Yes.
And so for
Yep.
the uninclined, again, for the super uninclined that only play AOS, Warhammer still does the hit and wound, just like us. And so for this, you grudge. If someone has a grudge token on it, you automatically hit with a roll of 6, and you count as wounding with a roll of 6 as well. If you have 2 grudge tokens, you hit on a 5+ auto wound. And if you have 3 tokens, which is where it caps out, it's on a 4-up. That is very strong.
Yeah, which is a big deal because this is in a game where toughness is a thing.
Right.
So if you're firing at something with your strength 4 bolt gun against a toughness 8, you should normally need 6s to wound it after you've hit. But now if you hit on a 4, you've also wounded that thing.
Now, like I said, I do think, because I keep looking at it, I keep kind of looking at the math, looking at the averages, I do think it is a little bit of internet overreaction. I think it is strong. I'm not saying it isn't. But I'm saying it's not, light yourself on fire and they should be banned level speak. I think this is at the same level of like marker lights. This is the same level of all that crossfire. I mean, it's oh crap, I encountered it for the first time.
Right.
And it destroyed me. I don't have a clue on how to counter it.
Yeah. No, personally, I feel like you've just got to leave your units on 1 to 2 models remaining.
Yeah.
And wait and say, okay, it's a turn we're all going to get points and it's going to hurt the next turn, but we're going to go ahead and mop these guys up, take our grudge points.
And, I mean, at the very least, it's no high tide. So
I see no issue here. There's no issue with high tide. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought like, the army's balanced. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Let's move on. Let's move past this.
I feel like I have to apologize at the beginning of turn 3 every game I ever play, but it's fine. It's fine.
Now again, because one of the things so one of my worries is about the balance, because looking over the battle tome, or sorry, the codex, it is very clear that they built the army around that feature.
Yeah.
Because again, before you really got to delve into the codex,
right. I went, oh, there's no strength in here that's going to
Right.
struggle against high toughness. Then I actually read and I went, oh, never mind. They thought of that.
right. Because again, like, okay, so now I'm getting 10 shots. I got 3 6s. Now I need to wound on 6s. I didn't roll any more 6s.
Right.
So I only got 3 wounds. It's not like, everything's so average. That's. I think it'll, like I said, it all kind of comes out in the wash. So I've been trying to think of like what they can do to counterbalance, because like the last thing I want to see is them do like the disease point mechanic where after the round everything goes back to 1.
Right.
Because I think, because right now I think grudging is so prolific because it doesn't go away. I think if it goes away, all of a sudden only a couple units are going to be.
Yeah, and I personally think that grudging on its own is not an issue.
Yeah.
I think what's going to mess with people more is the fact of how sturdy this army actually is.
We'll see.
That's more what
I
going to
think
get
it's
people.
I think it's very interesting. I think it's going to take. I think that's going to actually take some time to learn how to play them.
Yeah,
To figure out
definitely.
how to get them to stay on the table, because, like, I look at those at the bikers, and they have a. You could do a command point to make it so you miss on a 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And then you're also -1 to hit if they moved, and like just all like I look at them like, wow, yeah, you're never gonna hit those. And like every game I've watched, they're gone turn 1.
Right. No, I don't think those are really the star unit. I think it's more like the shirtless dudes with the 2-handed axes that are actually going to get you because they're reducing the damage coming in by 1 and reducing the rend by 1 and still charging at you full speed.
Yeah. Well, especially with the mole launcher that prevent you from getting Overwatch if they hit.
I need to actually reread it, but
Yeah, I
that
mean,
sounds about right.
it's
Which there's a few armies with things like that, but it's very
yeah.
good to help you out.
Hmm.
Not getting Overwatch, always nice. Not taking an extra 2 to 3 hits on the way in,
Yeah,
very good.
and like I said, one of the things that whenever they first did the full announcement, they the League of Votan subreddit was
Mhm.
like, "Where's the rest of it?" And I would be like, "Oh, sweet summer child."
Yeah, really, this was a good release for a new book.
I was like,
Honestly,
"This is you literally are like able to check every box in the playlist."
of units you could ever want.
Right,
Yep.
right. There's nothing too snazzy. You got your fast moving guys, you got your melee guys, you got your shooty guys, you got your hybrid guys, and
Yep.
you got your heavy tank and you got your transport.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
You locked
The
in.
only other thing you could ever have said was like, "Well, where's my aircraft?"
Right,
Get over it. That'll come eventually.
right, right. So again, like I said, this is awesome. I really
Mhm.
wish, and again, there's no way to not compare it to AOS because,
It's
um,
dwarves.
right. I mean, exactly. So like, which then again, of course, leads to a direct comparison to KO and Fire Slayers.
Yep.
And I think this highlights the issue with those armies very well.
Hmm.
This army did not come out with a gimmick.
Right.
You
It's a
know,
good mixed, solid mixed force.
it was we had an idea for an army and we put that together and we came up with something. Whereas
Right.
KO is like, we won't be able to shoot and we like the idea of steampunk planes. Oh, I guess we got to come up with some dwarf units too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's just do one or two of those and we'll move on. And same thing with Fire
Fair
Slayers.
enough.
Like, oh, we like the idea of the Slayer kit, and we'll turn them in even further into Berserkers.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess we
Yeah.
should
I
probably give
mean,
them a mount.
yeah. No, they're pretty cool looking and pretty scary looking.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I mean, I can only hope that at some point the Dispossessed do get an army of their own, and they
Yeah.
take a lesson from here. Um,
Yeah, this would be a great book if they could copy the feel and idea
Right.
of.
That's one of the problems is like I love again, take away the actual mechanic and the actual results of the grudge.
Mhm.
Just the fact that your opponent doing something mid game gets them an actual grudge
Right. It
entity.
angers the rest of the dwarves
Right.
against that one particular unit.
I love it so much that I'm a little disappointed that AOS gets it because that means to me that 40 or AOS or
Or that
40K gets
40K
it that
gets it.
AOS isn't going to get it. I mean, could you imagine
Can
like
only hope. Can
right.
only hope.
I mean, could you imagine like I don't know if your opponent. Um, the ones I kind of came up with in my mind is if a unit takes an objective off of you,
Okay. Yep.
if you the dispossessed player fails an unbind check,
Okay, that's a cool idea. Yeah. Yeah.
and just like
And then of course still the you lost a unit.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be fun.
absolutely, I think it would be, um, yeah, I think it'd be really fun. And but yeah, you're still gonna have to teach me some stuff whenever I get this army put together. Like I'm gonna need to know what an action is.
Ah, yeah. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Jeez. It's
Okay.
all right, Matt. We'll
the
get there.
the last time I played, there were no actions. So
Yeah, well now you're planting banners and setting stuff up
okay,
and
so like it's
it,
basically like objective stuff.
yeah, it's
Okay,
objective stuff.
that's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like okay, so let me ask you. Let me pull up my 100% legitimate copy that I totally have here just off camera.
Definitely not seeing it flash in front of him with
No,
the
no, no.
glasses and all.
It's just the
No,
cover is so
it's so fresh and brand new. It's
right. It's
whole
so
X
glossy.
up in his face. I'll tell you what. Yeah,
Um, so
I
I
read
think
it.
one of the big questions because we don't want to go over the whole thing, but Um, for the Hearthkin Warriors,
Yeah.
the big debate is ion blasters or bolters.
Oh
So let me
boy.
go over them real quick here. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead for the
Also, by the
audience.
way, I swear Hunter was written specifically for me because I
The
played.
you can forget rules rule.
Well,
Yes.
so whenever I started playing 40k,
Hmm.
you didn't have like the if you walk you take -1 hit or anything like that. It was
Right.
literally, and then like whenever they switched over to that is whenever I was fizzling out of 40k, and I
Hmm.
was like, but yeah. So we have the bolter, which is 24-inch range, Hunter 2, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1.
Hmm.
Then you have the ion blaster, which is 18-inch, Hunter 1 instead of 2, strength 5, so 1 stronger, AP 2, 1 more AP, and damage 2, 1 extra damage. What do you like better? What do you think is.
So if I'm not worrying about the rest of the rules in the army, I'd pay the 1 extra point and grab an ion blaster.
Yeah, that seems to be like what a lot of people are doing, but
Now, I
yeah.
think if you go for the grudge build where you're taking extra Carls and things like that, boulders are just better.
Yeah, because you're rolling more dice. Double
You get
dice.
to roll more dice. If you can set up the grudges to be more maximized,
Yeah.
I think the boulders will be better.
Yeah, because again, if you're doing 200% more attacks, you should be getting 50% more sixes. Or no.
Right. Now, if you're not building,
No, that's not right. But math is
yeah,
there.
if you're doubling the number of shots, you should, in theory,
Well,
double.
okay, you should get
Sixes.
50% more sixes.
Yes,
There you go.
but if we're building for the grudges, we just need fours, which is very good.
Yeah.
So,
Again,
yeah,
I
no.
think the Magna Rail rifle, I I feel like they like after they got signed off that like, hey, this is a
Somebody
good
went in
book.
there and changed something real quick.
They snuck it in. That's why it's near the bottom of the list. That's
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
so that one is 24-inch reach, Hunter 1, Strength 9, AP 4, damage is D3 plus 3. However, if you roll a 6 to wound, it does D3 plus 3 mortal wounds instead, and the damage splashes over.
Right. Yep.
And by the way, the call, the your main hero guy has the ability to once per turn, you can change a roll to a 6.
Yep.
So if you don't go, hey, this is my Magna Rail, it's not a 6, it's a 6 now on that
Yep.
grudge target.
You've made an incorrect
Right.
choice. Yeah.
Now I have to say that from there, I'm not 100% sure where, because you're only allowed to take two, for 10 guys, you're allowed to take 2 special weapons, and each special weapon has to be different.
Right.
So I don't know if I like the plasma beamer,
Hmm.
which, what is it with you English people? Like, do you not know what these things mean? Like,
Nope, not at all.
um,
Not at all.
like, do you know how, like, if I'm not playing against someone that knows stuff about Warhammer and I say flamer, do you know how many looks I get? That's,
Yep. Lots.
and then there's also the missile launcher.
Right.
So I'm of
So
two
he.
minds of this because
Okay. Go ahead.
old school me sees the beam gun and goes, ooh, new shiny toy. I want to play with it. But then old school me, who used to play Space Wolves, go, ooh, missile launcher, where I have choices.
So me, I say leave both those special weapons at home and use the points on the other cooler shit.
What do you mean other cooler shit?
Just don't put more points into that unit than
You
you
said
need to. You're
just
good.
keep the one.
Just
Okay,
just
okay.
grab guys with boulders. Be really happy they all have boulders and fire them to your heart's content, and keep your however many
But
points it is that you're going to
if I do
spend.
missile launcher blast, it's 30 inches,
Hmm.
Hunter D6, strength 5, AP 1, damage 1 with blast.
Yep.
What does blast do now?
So blast is if you are 6 models or more, you auto get a 3 on that at minimum for your D6. If you're 11 models or more, you auto get a 6
Oh, is that all?
for number of shots.
That's really boring.
It just helps you clear hordes faster.
That's really boring. Like, why can't blast be damage spills over?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Save yourself a lot of time, a lot of effort. That's what people want. People don't mind. I think most 40k people, especially at this point, don't mind. Come on over here. Come over here.
No, I think they do. You can imagine if last cannons just start slicing whole armies up.
Well, yeah. But again, like, so I remember when did that
used
happen?
to be a
Was
thing.
that 8th edition? 7th edition when that first came out. I remember being in the store, playing whatever edition it was, and there was guys at the table next to me, and the dude brought a Vindicator and shot a unit of...
Oh, this was an 8th thing. Now I know what you're about to say.
Shot a unit of Imperial Guard.
One guy died.
He was like, all right, boom, there's 14 damage. And the guys went, Johnson, no! And the guy's like, what do you mean? Like, oh, you didn't read anything? Damage doesn't roll over anymore, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So I was like, why do you not just have a keyword that damage spills over? If you're going to shoot a tactical nuke at a unit of 5 guys, you think...
They're all really good at kissing dirt. All right, get over it.
So come here. Come here.
No, I agree though. They have their moments with some of that stuff. It's not all correct, but I do like it. Otherwise, you want to watch guardsmen just load up with as many last cannon heavy weapons as they can.
Again,
just start slicing you.
That's why you
start. Because the guy learned how to sweep.
Yeah. Again, that's why you start figuring that shit out. But anyways, I don't think we've ever got her on camera. Here's Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Yay. Hey, Zoe. Hook. Oh, yeah.
So, nope. Yeah. Got to know where the hand is. Got to know where that hand is. So you have a job now.
She's been upset because I was working all day, so she had to come see me. So she just realized I wasn't working anymore.
Right.
Very observant.
Obviously.
But yeah, like I said, I think that's a very interesting unit. I think a lot of people... I think when people saw it, I think they were expecting more from it. Like, more from the unit itself. But, like, this really kind of came in right where I was expecting it to be. It's not a unit that's going to stick around forever. But at the same time, you get medics and a lot of neat command abilities.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with everyone that the meta pack is an auto take. Yeah,
so many people... I didn't realize it till I sat there and I forget which podcast I was listening to. Might have been Forged Narrative the other day. They were talking about it, and I'm like, well, yep, never mind. So the actual War Scroll list just got more expensive because that auto goes on the unit. Never mind.
Right. And then again, you have your comms relay, which really doesn't necessarily do anything specific.
Not huge.
At least something like, nothing huge, but it gives you, same thing with that and the spectral scanner. The key feature of those are command abilities that you get access to for having them. So I'll have to kind of whenever I get the access to like all the cards and everything, and I can sit down and actually like kind of look at everything, figure that out.
Right.
So not to go again, not to get into the rules of everything here, but did you look over the leagues at all? The different leagues?
I really can't say I got that into it. No.
Honestly, to me,
only thing
I feel like they're all okay. There is, as far as I'm concerned, there is the cover boys, and they're just the best. Like,
those are the ones that make the Grudge one better than what it actually is, right?
Right. They have a lot of.
I feel like if you're building for the Grudge, that's what you got to take.
Well, I mean, here I'll at least go over theirs because it's so good. Okay, so models with this custom count as 2 models when determining control of an objective marker. or 5 models if they have a wound characteristic of 10 or more. Each time a unit with this custom is selected to shoot or fight, it can reroll 1 hit or 1 wound roll when making that unit's attack. Each time a model with this custom makes an attack against a target that has 1 or more judgment tokens, the enemy unit is considered to have 1 more judgment token than it actually has. And then for the warlord, every time you use a command, if your warlord's on the battlefield and you use a command point to use a stratagem, roll a die on a 5 up, the command point is refunded. And then let's see here. So then for the CP, you have use a stratagem when a greater Cthulhian League or Cthulhian. Oh, that's a whole different one.
Yeah.
Greater Thurian League call model from your army uses its grin efficiency ability. That's the one where you basically get to pick one enemy unit within line of sight to give a judgment token to. You can use 1 CP to give it another judgment token, meaning you can literally have something go from nothing to 3 judgment tokens within one turn, effectively with giving it +1 whenever you attack it.
Yeah, nope.
Like that's I don't
you can
know.
Effectively say, I'm gonna kill that now. Yeah.
Right. Here's the Irani Surtur regulates, +1 toughness, reroll fail morale tests. If something has 0 judgment, you can pretend like it has 1 judgment on it.
Okay.
The Ymir Conglomerate, there's add 4 to the range characteristic of all ranged weapons. Models of this unit have a save characteristic of models in a unit with this custom have a save characteristic of 2+ and gain a 4+ in vulnerability. Other models in that unit with this custom gain a 5+ vulnerability. Like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there's one that's kind of here, the Cronus Hegemony. Each time a unit with this custom fights, it makes a charge, or if it made a charge move or was charged or performed a heroic intervention, +1 attacks.
Yep.
And also add 1 to the strength characteristic. So I think like if you wanted to go heavy with the exosuits, I think that's the route to go.
No, I agree. If you are going to go full on melee, that's the build.
I don't think this is a full on melee army. I don't think you should go that route. But if you want to, if you want to have some fun, I think it's available. So, yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it. I honestly think the first time we play, you're going to go, oh my god.
Oh, yeah, no, fully.
But I think by the 10th game, even with either one of us not changing our lists, I think it'll be... Oh, okay.
It'll be a good game by the end. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no. Everyone's going to go through the it's new problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I just... Again, my biggest hope is... Well, my 2 biggest hopes...
Okay.
is that 10th edition simplifies things and is next summer. And I'm interested to see even more so because... The biggest problem I have is this is in 40K.
Nope, I hear you. I hear you.
At this current juncture, my desire to play 40K is very low.
Your desire to play Leagues of Votann, though,
is very
high. Yeah.
Because again, like this is probably the first time since I've been interested in wargaming outside of fantasy, because fantasy was kind of winding down at the time.
Fair enough.
You know, it was like the first time in Warhammer that we're actually getting dwarfs that are well-rounded, well thought out, and are actually good.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So
nope, they're good. I hope they remain good.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, again, with AOS, my hopes are that we do get some sort of Grugny's Reclaimers. However, if it ends up being the Oathbreakers, as long as it's fun.
So be it. Yep.
Now let's kind of wrap things up here with very special
heck yeah,
a fan-made battle tome called the Nomad Feastmasters.
Yeah, man.
Which, by the way, this has gotten so much support.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard not to get a lot of support from the community whenever it looks like some people put their heart and soul into it.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
these
Well,
are just some guys who are doing this for fun, and they're definitely keeping pace with people who get paid to do it for a living.
oh, absolutely. I I again, I haven't verified it firsthand. I heard this from somebody that Steve Herner's already greenlit this for if anyone wants to take it to the Havoc events,
Oh, that'd be very cool.
and
Very
I
cool.
think that would be like honestly like what more could you want outside of
Yeah,
like making a battle tome, having the community embrace the shit out of it,
yeah,
and then also have TOs embrace the shit out of it. Like,
yeah, yeah. I don't think there's anything in here that's overly broken. It seems like a fun little battle tome to have a good time with. Honestly,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the artwork in here is
oh, it's great. And some of the conversion work these guys did to get the actual unit pictures and make it all
oh
look
yeah,
like GW official
yeah.
looks fantastic.
I like I said, it makes me want to fully flesh out Grugny's Reclaimer so bad, but
I know. You about lost your mind the day that we sat down and were texting over on this. I think you were about ready to jump in before
oh,
Ken stopped you.
oh yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just so many, so like not even like it's not like because again, I haven't really read the book cover to cover. I just kind of looked over the battle line and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, but just the thought of hey, there's a place for fan made battle tomes. I was like, oh man, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, that, this.
Right.
And I absolutely love that. Like he found like proxies for everything. Like it's not like hey, I came up with random bullshit
Right.
units. Good luck finding models for them. It's
Right.
hey, we came up with random bullshit units. Here's models for them.
Right. Here's an idea what we think they should look like.
um, so let me ask. So
Mhm.
um, I know, like I said, I haven't gone through it entirely. I've watched, read it over a little bit myself. I watched both Honest Wargamer and Warhammer Weekly go over it and review it.
Right.
So I have a scratch beyond the surface level idea of what the book is about.
Yeah.
Where are you with it? About the same?
Yeah, I think I've got about the same amount of time looking over it as you, with having listened to both the Honest War Gamers review during work and sat down and watched the Warhammer Weekly.
Yeah. Where if you had to put this on the competitive scale? Because again, as far as the passion scale goes, like if G
Oh no! If anyone were to ever say this was not a passion project that is just spot on, they're wrong. And if GW could get their employees to put this much work into every single battle tome, the community wouldn't have a damn thing they ever
oh
bitch about.
yeah, that's the thing is like that's exactly the same as like regardless of compatibility of this because again, I don't want if I regardless of what I say for that I don't want it to overshadow the fact that like this is better than I would say at least 50% of the AOS battle tomes.
You know what really is the best about it? The fact that you don't have to flip a couple pages all of a sudden because there's that damn just your campaign rules in the middle. Like first time I went and scrolled through this, I got halfway through and went, "Oh crap, am I in? No, there's no campaign rules." My brain was sitting here going, "Wait, no, you should be in a terrible spot right now." But nope, nope, these are actual rules. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I
I like it.
yeah, I think this is what's funny is like I think that it is on the lower side of the competitive spree. I would still put it in the
Oh,
average, but I would put it on the
yeah,
lower
no,
than average.
especially right now. I think because it can have so many units, it'll be okay in the current meta. It's definitely on the lower end, especially the fact that it has so many debuffs to itself
Right. That's what I was saying.
half
It's
the
like
time.
I feel like they were in a they were already trying to pull back a little bit
Oh, for sure.
for the base units, and then they're like, you know what? Let's also debuff it.
Yep. Yep. I mean, don't
um,
get me wrong. There's some rules in here that are really cool and I think deserve to be applauded. Like Nimble, the fact that ones and twos will always miss and you can't
yeah,
re-roll.
yeah, I think that's,
Awesome.
and
Really
again,
cool idea.
it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I love it.
I think this is a super awesome book. I absolutely love everything. That fucking chicken mount, man.
I saw that and I went, how do we not have this book in Alex's hands right now?
What's so funny is
Like,
like
he needs to
I
start taking pictures and sending them to these guys. Be like, hey, you're allowed to use this in the book if you want to.
I whenever I saw this, I sent it over to him
Good,
immediately, and I was like,
good.
I know that you don't look at things. Look at this. you,
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, we need to play this now. um, Honestly, I think the I think the closest thing I have to a criticism. So this is on a
Hmm.
bell curve. So I had to round up to find the criticism. So
Okay.
again, coming from me, that is very high praise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because you could
feel
find
like
something.
they did not need to worry about adding in Sylvaneth models.
No, definitely didn't. Definitely didn't.
Um, I
This could have been standalone 100%. No one ever said anything.
right. I I read through the lore bits. I kind of know where they're coming from, and I just don't see Sylvaneth allying with anyone outside of like say Wood Elves or the Kurnothi like voluntarily, because it's like even their alliance with the Living City is still kind of sketch.
And I'm sure their alliance here is pretty sketchy too.
Yeah.
It's more or less one of those, well, I have a bigger enemy type
Right.
of thing.
Right. Yeah, that's probably it's like the tree lords are again. That's kind of my thing is like because your tree lords are kind of the main thing that they're taking from them,
Right.
and it's like I feel like the tree lords are kind of the the unit that is like very sacred to Sylvaneth. It's like, oh look, this has been a tree that's been around for 1,000 years or 100 years or whatever, in order to get to the level of being a tree lord ancient. And
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna send you off to these hobbits. You're probably not coming back. Like it's
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's half just because you would see these guys walking through the forest if you're a tree for so many years and just going, oh, these are the kind hearted folk that don't mean anything
yeah,
bad for us.
that's
Like,
true as well.
if we can help them, let's help them
Yeah,
because we
absolutely.
need more of them around type deal.
But yeah, that's yeah, man. This I'm
Yeah,
so like my mind is blown with how good
it
this
is.
battle
It is
code was.
great. It is
So
great.
again, if you guys, I don't know how you're only hearing about it now. The
Yeah.
again,
If you've been
normally
living
this
under a rock, yeah.
right, it is if you just go to Google, just search the the Nomad Feast Masters. Uh, you'll find the page where they talk about it and everything. I guess I should probably. That's what I probably should do as well as I'll do it here live. Here, this is what you
Yeah,
do.
just do it live to show people where to find it because you need to have a read.
Okay, so here on plasticcrick.blog,
Hmm.
I'll go here, and this is where the guys talk about it. Let me see if I can find their names here. Sorry, guys, you're much more important than I am, but I'm very bad with names, so don't think anything of me not remembering the names that I heard multiple times. But let's see, here we got Owen Jackson and Mark Wilson
Yeah.
and Nico and Theo Jansen, Sam Manley. So Sam Manley and Daniel Kovacs. I think it's great that we're actually artists are getting some credit. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Nope. That's great.
Huh? But yeah, so definitely check this out. They definitely went above and beyond.
Yep.
It's awesome to see uh, it's awesome to see the community go to such lengths. I would so for me the issue is like I want to see if I can put together
Hmm.
a well internally balanced battle tome that works together with a lot of synergies and a lot of stuff like that. That is not broken. I could come up with a broken book tomorrow.
Anyone can.
I could do that on
Yes.
my lunch break.
But to do something like this,
Right.
that's difficult. Yep.
Um,
And heck, even if you're not looking to play it, guys, there's 20 something pages of lore in here
yeah,
too,
that's
like a
true.
proper battle tome. So
Yeah.
like if you just need something to read, go for it.
But yeah, I kind of want to put together a full battle tome just to put it side by side and see what I can do. See if,
Nah,
because like they said they took a long time to write
I'm sure they did.
all the battle scrolls and everything, and I get it. I mean, I
Yeah.
wrote those 14 battle scrolls I wrote for Nova took me by myself. What was it? It was like 16, 18 months,
Yeah, nope, I can see that.
and I was working hard on them too. It wasn't like
Right.
it was like
Right. You
every
weren't playing
weekend.
around. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, I would. It does. It gets the juices flowing, man. And I think that's part
No,
of the
I hear you.
community. Like that's part of what you want.
No, I agree. I agree. And the fact that this has just been loved by the community so
Oh
much
yeah.
is just awesome to see. GW, when you eventually steal this, you owe them royalties.
See, now that's the biggest problem. Is like, I know. I read an interview a long time ago
Hmm.
from the guys at Blizzard,
Right.
and because there was a lot of people writing a lot of stuff about classes and lore and
Right.
races
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, and they're like, if something gets too popular, we actually have to avoid it.
Oh,
So like,
yeah.
so if anything, this like essentially takes a lot of Hobbit stuff, and they're like,
Well,
and
you
unless
can't do
they
that.
right,
Yeah.
unless they decide that they're going to pay these guys for it, which is not.
Not
Well,
going to happen.
never say never. A Star Days.
I suppose.
Never
I
say never,
suppose.
right?
This is true. This is true. They have paid some people who have created things for the community in the past. So I suppose the door is not completely shut for this to ever happen.
Right. But
However,
I don't feel like they like. I never felt like hobbits were really in the cards.
no, they never really have popped up anywhere in the Mortal Realms.
Right.
But
I
then
think
again,
I mean they've stated that they're there,
right.
but I think that's one of the reasons why we got a Blood Bowl team of them.
Fair enough. Yep. Yep.
All right, so well, I think that's about us here. It looks like we're a couple minutes short.
Yep. Yep. Coming in on it though.
Couple
Good
minutes short.
enough.
So I I should have done this at the opening here, um, but if there's anyone still listening, you're the true fans. You're the ones that I want to hear from, anyways.
Right.
Go ahead and put in one of the things I've been kicking around is putting together a survey to see kind of what people like hearing from us, what trying to figure out if there's any segments to cut, see if there's anything we should add. Because again, like I said, whenever this all started, it was really just me using it as an outlet to get my creativity out. And I've kind of scratched that itch, and not to the point where I don't want to do the show anymore. I could do this forever,
Good.
but the compulsion to only do my stuff has been scratched. So
Oh,
so now I'm more open to doing stuff that other people would like to see. So if you would be willing to fill out a survey, put in the comments. Just say I would love to do a survey, or I'd be willing to do a survey, something like that, just to see if there's because if you're just listening and you're like meh, I don't whatever, I just put you on because I know you and I want to support you, you know, then that's
that's
fine.
fine.
I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But if you want to have some control over the show, try and help me guide it a little bit in a better direction for you, let me know. Let me know. There'll probably be things in there like, hey, don't talk about 40K anymore, or hey, you keep talking about Middle Earth and Conquest, shut up about it. Like, it's your opportunity.
Get Cole of the Sea out of there. Things like that.
No, I'm going to be
Damn
gone.
it.
I'll be gone before Cole's gone.
Damn it. Tried.
We're going to switch it over to Cole of the Sea and Big M.
No. No. You're the driving force here, buddy.
That's what we need to do. We need to have an episode where Cole's in charge.
Whenever the next Corn battle tome comes out, I'll take control.
All right. Well, I'll get a whole thing set up for you. You'll sign off on everything. We'll do it.
You're darn right.
Cole for the Cole throne.
You're darn right.
Oh man. Think you could redo your whole army in Steeler colors.
No. Why would you ever say that?
Because I want to see.
I painted it once. It's good.
I want to see you do
done.
like little like Steeler number tattoos on everyone's shoulders and everything.
No. If I ever somehow get into like Imperial Guard, I'll do that for you. That's as good as it can get.
I'll tell you. So, like, one last thing about Votan. I have no idea what color scheme to go with.
You should do black and gold.
That is one of them. That is one of them. It's so funny. I was actually kind of thinking about it because I was like, I don't have any yellow armies.
I mean, you already know where I always lean. It's right behind me.
And with
it's
contrast,
it's red. It's red.
and again, like I said, I mean,
no, I hear you though. Your contrast yellowing, that might not be a terrible idea.
Right. It'd be fun. But at the same time, it's like there's so I also I was thinking about doing kind of the inverse of what I was doing for Lumineth with the orange and teal.
Okay.
So you having the teal armor or orange armor with the teal cloth.
Boy.
And someone on Reddit actually posted a picture of them doing almost exactly what I would have been doing, and it looked amazing. But I'm like, but I've also already done that.
You've already done it, and orange is a pain to paint.
I've never had a problem with it.
Really? Yeah. I can never get orange to lay right.
Well, so I'll tell you, the secret for that is you have to put it over yellow.
That might be it then.
And so and not even like a solid yellow. Like literally you go with the old shade, not even the contrast. The Cassandra yellow or Cassandra yellow, I forget exactly.
Yeah.
You literally put 2 layers of that down and then 1 layer of just the orange Fugan wrought wash. That's how I did every single one of my Fire Slayers with just one pass. Just yellow.
Really?
Yellow, orange. And I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think the orange on them looks awesome.
No, it does. It does. Okay. See, I always try and start it with a base of red. I think that's my issue.
Yeah, because so from there you're trying to go down.
Right.
And it's always easier to go up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind if I ever decide to do that to myself again.
The other one that I'm really tempted to do is just go with the Greater Thurian League. The Cover Boys.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with just going with Cover Boys, is there?
I mean, so the issue is like, or not the issue, but like, so the factors towards it is they're the guys I'm going to play.
Right.
Outside of whenever I was brand new and painted Ultramarines, which if I probably got more Ultramarine, or if I got just regular chapter Marines, I would probably go Ultramarines again. But outside of that, though, since I've been like actually understanding what I'm doing, I've never just gone chapter like the Cover Boys.
Right.
And I've never just even gone like, oh, this is the scheme from the book, I'll just go with this normal chapter. It's always
right.
Like,
yeah, it's always whatever you've come up with yourself. Right. Yeah, I understand.
Again, like the Lumineth was like, oh, there's this one city, but here's one picture they did in a different color scheme. I'm going to do that. Or like,
right.
Hey, look, here's the Knights of the Aurora that they talked about one time, and so I might do that. The biggest issue I have with that is they did a tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it looked terrible.
So you have to come up with doing it your own way.
Right. But again, I also think it came out too white. Like
Too white.
their
Okay.
armor, because their armor is, they use the skin tone that you use, that Idneth is, the paint that came out for Idneth skin.
Okay.
And you know, it has like that little bit of like, it's like that grayish greeny.
Yeah, it's got that blue green in it
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Which I understand why they're trying to get the reflectiveness off of the blue of their clothes and all that, but yeah, no. You do some battle worn versions of them. I think it looks better.
Okay.
You don't want something pristine.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't done battle. It's been a long time since I've tried doing some battle wear. I don't know. We'll see. See.
You'll get her figured out. I've got faith in you. You've got a couple days to figure it out before the models show up. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So again, I want to do Middle Earth. Hopefully next episode.
We'll try and figure out.
But if I'm still working 60, 70-hour weeks, it probably ain't gonna happen.
It's okay. We'll get her. We'll get her.
So other than that, everyone have a good month. Don't watch Chuck stuff.
Attaboy.
There we go. Or
Bye.
start to watch Chuck stuff, downvote it, and go, hey, you're not Big M. If you do
Yes.
that,
Let them know
I will.
you're disappointed that Big M is not who's on the screen. There's nobody on the screen.
If you do that, every night before I go to sleep for a week, I'll say your name.
Not creepy at all.